Hi, I'm Joanne Carey. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm excited to announce a new series called Talking with the Guides. It's a Q&A format where my guides get to answer the questions that are on the hearts and minds of all of you as we navigate this evolution in consciousness. I was approached by my friend and fellow channel and energy worker, Tal Levitt, to go into channel and have her ask my guides these questions. And we've done our first of this collaboration. For those who don't know Tal, she is the founder of Blue Angel Meditation. She holds weekly online meditations, very powerful energy meditations to help people connect to their highest consciousness. She also works with private clients to support and guide them through intuitive energy alignment sessions. To learn more about Tal's work and get on her email list, go to her website at blueangelmeditations.com. Now, a little about today's first conversation. Of course, as we enter into 2024 and all of its hype and excitement, Tal asked about what can we expect as we navigate this year. So the guides talk a bit about that. They share a bit about the concept of time, timelines, and infinite potential. They speak to the difference between stillness and meditation. And they tackle a large question around how does a light worker, a way shower, a leader of light maintain their balance and put into practice the divine guidance we're receiving when we're navigating such turbulent times and are often faced with things that we would rather not see in the world. It is a fun conversation. I hope that you love it. And if you have other ideas for other conversations, please leave it in the comments below the video. Enjoy this conversation. We are here. We are pleased to be playing with you on this day, as we are pleased to join you in any day, in any of your now moments, as we sit and we see how brilliant and bright you both are and how the earth itself is shining and beaming with such bright lights, despite all of the things that you would say to the contrary. The earth is shifting and humanity is shifting with us. We are pleased to be connecting with you today, and we are happy to be in this conversation with you. Do you have a question for us?
I do, and thank you. Thank you so much for coming through and joining us in this, I guess we'll call it an endeavor. Well, we are at the start of a new year. We're at the start of 2024. And although we're asking for the guidance that we are bringing in to be timeless, which this type of guidance usually is there anything that you would like for us to know about this year in particular, given all of the spiritual fanfare around the year 2024, and also because of all of the events in the world? It just seems like on a spiritual path or not, people are feeling that this year is kind of big.
There is a great shift in energies for those who are feeling them, for those who are on the awakening path, and for those who are following you. We would like to say first that in truth, you are like many waves on an ocean. And if you think of 2024 as the shoreline, those of you who are paying attention to the energies as you enter this year are focused on that, and that is important. And so to speak to your question directly, for those who are monitoring these things at this time, it is a year of expansion. This is a year of great shifts. You have gone through a major release in 2023. There have been a lot of struggle. There has been a lot of body adjustments and release that has occurred and that will continue in these months, the first few months of your 2024. But you are already experiencing the significant increase in energy and light on the planet. Everybody is receiving this in their bodies, and how they are responding to it is really up to them. There are those of you who are expanding with leaps and bounds. Yes, you still have some ups and downs as the body has to integrate this light into the cellular structure, into your etheric template, in order for you to maintain this level. And you will see that there's minor dips up and down. These are becoming smaller. If you think in 2023, perhaps the amplitude of the wave was much bigger. You will notice as you proceed through 2024 that the way you can integrate, the way the body is able to integrate, is happening so much more quickly. But for those who may be listening to this at some other future moment, although we're speaking to the energies now, those who need it will come to it at the perfect time. Again, they may be on a wave in a different part of the energetic ocean of humanity at the moment, but when they hear it, they will be on this same crest, experiencing the light in their bodies in a way that we are speaking to now. So that, when we think of it as timeless, is that you always hear the exact thing that you need when it comes to channeled messages such as this and other teachings at the moment that you need it. So although it may be dated at some specific time where it is brought through a channel, such as the one we speak through now, it is always applicable, and it will meet you where you are at, because you are always hitting it. When you think of channeled messages, you are looking at an outside of time and space experience. And so the you, Tal, who sits here right now and hears these words, is experiencing it and is sitting here in this timeless space with us. And the one who listens to it again in a number of months, or perhaps a number of years, when it goes in a different way out into the world, you, every time you hear it, the version of you in that moment and the frequency you are in that other now moment, is also here co-creating with us in this now moment. Now, isn't that fun and exciting? It is.
Absolutely. And I love that. And I've been contemplating that a lot in terms lately of the infinite timelines available to us in this lifetime, but that all of the other lifetimes that we're living are also happening simultaneously. And within each of those lifetimes, there is an infinite amount of choices. And that within this lifetime, we can actually send light into those other lifetimes and propel ourselves into higher timelines all around, because it's our one soul that is having all of those experiences. And that's a hard thing to really let yourself understand. It's a hard thing as a human to understand, but I feel like you're kind of touching upon that in your explanation of how this channeled message would work.
It is, how might you say, mind-blowing. Your human mind has a difficult time and is not yet capable of fully comprehending the magnitude of potentials and possibilities. For in every single moment that you sit in, you are faced with choices that you don't even realize. And every single one of those choices leads to different potentials and possibilities and opportunities. And that's just you in this physical form, in this existence, let alone the multitude of other lifetimes your soul has lived in different incarnations that are also happening, layered right now in the time that you sit outside of time. So indeed, it is complex. It is exciting to contemplate. And as you allow yourself opportunities to sit and reflect on such curiosities, such points of wonder, you are actually providing more opening. You are allowing yourself to expand to greater levels. For you are opening new possibilities in your questioning, in your being in wonder at what could that be? How might that look? More information is allowed in through your filter. For your consciousness intending to look both inward and outward, allows yourself to see. But when you have a frame that you live within, your structures, your teachings, your religions, your belief systems, the patterns, the things that you've been taught, it limits what you see. So as you explore and be in wonder, as you ask a question with open end, you open your frame of perception and allow more that's available to you. For indeed, everything is available as you lift in frequency and open yourself to the possibility of what's available. So much fun, dear one. There is so much coming and so much available now that you are not yet aware of. And it's coming in every day as you allow yourself to be in wonder and you give yourself the moment of stillness in order to experience it.
Yes. And when you talk about a moment of stillness, are you referring to a seated meditation where we intentionally connect to the energy, or does that include other activities as well?
It depends on where you are on your own path. You are each unique and you are each at a particular space. Some people find directed meditations very helpful. Some people like to just simply go for a walk. When we're speaking to stillness, we're actually being quite literal. This is an opportunity for you to be in both physical stillness and mental stillness with an intention to be still with the source of your being. Now, when we first introduced this concept to the one who we speak through, she has a challenge. She had a challenge for the concept of being in complete stillness without a particular guided thought or idea was a bit foreign to her, for she was quite on the go. And we just said, it is in stillness that your connection is further realized, is further felt and experienced. And so we understand that the minds are active, and to try to have your mind thoughtless is quite challenging. But it is with the intention to still the body in whatever place is comfortable for you, in whatever way is comfortable. We do not subscribe to the fact that it must be sitting up straight in a chair with your feet on the floor, or you must be laying down in a relaxed pose. It is how you feel comfortable in the body. For if the body is uncomfortable, you've already set up a roadblock for you to experience this stillness and connection with source from within. But the entry point, dear one, the entry point is whichever point feels good to you. If starting out with a guided meditation gets you into that still point within your heart, we would simply say that when the words of somebody guiding you cease, stay in that space, in the silence and the stillness that is the vastness inside you. Our channel loves Doctor Who, and she loves the TARDIS. That is the time machine, the time and relative dimensions in space. It is bigger on the inside. She loves that, for indeed you are bigger on the inside. And when you set your intention to go within and be still within, you open yourself to the vastness that is there. And as you develop the strength, the muscle, so to speak, of this connection within your heart, your still center point, there is much to be explored, and you will be guided by your divine essence, your soul self. Did we answer your question?
You know what? I got so involved in your beautiful response that I don't even. Oh, I asked you about stillness. Did you mean about seated meditation? Yes. And yes, you answered my question. And And I actually loved your response so much because it dovetails so much with what I've learned from my teachers as well. And it's interesting to me that some of the phrases that you used in that answer are phrases that are commonly used by my teacher's channel as well. So it made me feel like, and I did actually ask him to come in, like when in the beginning we were calling everyone in. I was like, yeah, why not? I'll ask him to join. And I feel that I can really resonate more with what you're saying because I can feel that they're contributing as well. So that was beautiful.
We are in great co-creation together.
Yes.
All beings, for we are one. We are one. Even though you sit in separate vessels, even though you know yourselves in your individual lives. But the more and more you understand that as we come together, as you choose to connect, join in spirit as one, you have access to it all. And you will know it in ways that you know. Thank you for your share.
Thank you. So your response to the prior question, well, it kind of sparked a few other areas that I would want to explore. Well, first of all, this might you'll let me know how you want to respond to this question. But when we first sat here and we called in our guides, and like I lead guided meditations as well with my guides, and in the beginning of each one, we all kind of connect with our guide team, and I can feel, it feels to me that there is contribution from all of the different guide teams when we're creating the energy. Like the energy of every meditation is different based on, who is there and who they're calling in. So you, as the guide team that is speaking through Joanne, are you like on a conference call with like my guides as well? Because that's kind of what I was trying to get to. It felt like to me that my teachers, my teacher's teacher seemed to be like on the call, kind of.
Absolutely. Specific. It is happening all of the time. Even when you are not in so-called channel or communication as conscious as this, you are always connecting in spirit. You are little spirit bubbles. And our connection is always joining with others. So even as you walk down the street, you are picking up the energy and information from other people. Hence the reason you can get that synchronicity, that piece of information that will lead you further on your path. In specific containers like we have created at the beginning of this one, where we in fact invited in all of those who wish to participate today that you work with, we show our channel that you each individually sit with your higher selves, your soul self in above you, say around you, and everyone else forms the circle around you. And now all of your energy, all of your channels are formed into one giant channel. So when you have your meditation calls, the same idea is happening. You are opening a channel, but the channels always happen through the channels of those who are there. Nothing. The channel happens for each person. Their channel expands as much as they are able to allow in order to be in the larger container, open to, always facilitated by the divine self, the soul self of the human. You cannot do something to somebody, for the divine self is always there. The guide team is always there, ensuring that the information is being worked with in a positive way. Now we say that, and our channel is asking, but what about free choice? It is true. If one person says, I am open and receptive to this and I want that, that is the human soul choice to have an experience of what that will be like, which is why we always suggest that our channel set the intention. And she said this, and you've heard this many times, and she got it from one of her teachers that she works with, is to be only open and receptive to those energies and that information that are for your highest good in the perfect amounts needed for your healing and your evolution at this time. That way you are allowing yourself only to be accessible to the highest that you can hold in the physical vessel that you are in any now moment, and not to overdose yourself, because part of the human experience, you want everything yesterday. And so you say, I want this, and you'll go consume this and that and that and that. And you can take on too much light. And you can topple your system off balance, so you don't feel so good. You feel off balance, you feel confused. And by setting the intention to only be open to that which is for your highest in the perfect amounts, your divine self, your soul self and team are able to work with you in perfect ways. And we would say this follows into trusting yourself. The message that will come out in your tomorrow that came through our channel just a little while ago today speaks to trusting yourself more. Getting into the connection with yourself and trusting that you are being guided in perfect ways with gentle and firm hand allow you to begin to move more effortlessly on the path that you are on. So back to your question as we took a tangent. Yes, we are in co-creation, and you are in co-creation with everybody that you are in communication with, whether you are aware of it or not. It is more powerful, and for those who are feeling of energy or have other senses open, they can feel, sense, see, taste those connections. And you will see that that is why the energy feels different. Different people bring their level of resonance. They help lift or pull down the group depending on the situation. But you are always in co-creation. And your teams, your soul loves to be in co-creation with others. They already know who you are. They know where you're going. They can see the path ahead. And they love to play. We love to play with you in all ways.
Love that. Can I just let you know, since it seemed that Joanne's eyes were closed during that answer, but you were talking about hear, smell, taste, and right as you said taste, I was taking a sip of my tea. And that is a beautiful synchronicity, and I love that so much. So in terms of co-creation, and in terms of the opportunity that we have this year, because it's my understanding, based on what has come through, through my teachers, that 2024, the external, the whatever's going on in the world is going to continue, possibly get a little louder, maybe a lot louder, that it's going to, from a world event perspective, could potentially be somewhat challenging, even to people who are light workers. It's surprising how many of us can get distracted by what's going on in the world for different reasons. Now, also as light workers, we are trying to anchor light onto the planet, and we're trying to shift the world into its highest possible divine timeline to have everything work out as smoothly as possible in these transitional times. So, and we forget, I think sometimes when I'm down here and you guys are up there, I feel like sometimes you guys forget how hard it can be to be in a human body in the density of the earth, like while all this stuff is going on. And even though the advice is really good, it's really hard to put into practice sometimes. So I guess what I'm asking for is, it's the 8th or 9th inning, that there's tie score, we want to win the game, whatever it is. What can you tell us for this year? My understanding is we really want to be, and my goal personally is to be as awake as possible, whatever that means, because I don't even as a human know what that means. But to really be as present as possible, as connected as possible during this year, to really step up the level of my vibration so that whatever's going on, I can maximize my co-creation to create like a positive and loving and joyful environment. Anyway, that was a lot, but just anything that you have to add or to guide with respect to that.
The game is already won. And it is aligning to it. Often, light workers in particular make things harder than they need to be. You work really hard. You want to do so well. And you've been taught that it's hard, that it's a struggle, that it must take a lot of work. I suspect you already are seeing that these are belief systems meant to keep you limited in the impact you have on the world. Yes, there are things that have been described, and we would not say that they're not, but it is perspective. All of the things that happen, the most horrific things, are still of source of God. You are loved so much to have been given the opportunity to come into the earth plane to experience everything that you desire. The challenge for many of the light worker and the way shower is that the choices that humanity has made over the thousands of years have brought you to a level of density where the choices of experiences that have been chosen and the ramifications of the energetic agreements that are playing out now are ones that you would not prefer. They're ones that hurt your heart in many degree because you see that people are harmed, injured, that animals, that nature are harmed and injured, that whole peoples are being tried to be eliminated, that people are abused. These are great tragedies, and they are experiences. And every soul who knows of them, who experiences them, is learning from them. Does it make it easy? No, you are very correct that it is challenging for those whose hearts are open, for those who are wanting to create a new world. But there is that creation, that timeline, that space, that new world is existing now. This goes back to our earlier point of all is existing now. Every potential possibility is available now. And your best effort is directed toward your inner. It is best directed to your own experiences. Everything happens on the inside first, before it can be reflected in the collective experience. So, although this is, we hate to say the word challenging for its perspective, But your opportunity is to come into an observer neutrality when you see those things that are so atrocious and help hurt your heart. It is helpful to see yourself expand out into the soul self, who is you, who is part of the all, the connection to the all, and see the higher game, see the higher field, understanding that no soul is injured, killed in this process. Each one in agreement on a higher level to an experience to help shift this planet. Some of the strongest souls are going through some of the worst, and we put that in quotations, experiences in order to shine the light in their direction so that new choices will be made by the masses. They are to be celebrated, for they have given of themselves in this life to great impact, great sacrifice, you may say, in order to help create a world new. And that is exactly what's happening. But as a light worker who is not specifically experiencing that experience in the now moment you are in, if you choose to focus your attention, giving your focus to that situation, that is what you are calling more of. That's what you are aligning your energy to. You are bringing more warring, more pain to the world when that's not what you intend. You intend to create a new world, but you're focusing on that. Yes, it is happening. We are not saying to spiritually bypass it. We are not saying to ignore it or stick your head in the sand. Send compassionate action. Do compassionate action. See them as the souls that they are, having an experience that they're having. Send them love. See them moving forward in their highest. See the weapons being laid down. See the higher selves coming into awareness of the human soul. And as you see, visualize, know that your energy focused on the change you want to see is so much more impactful than focusing on the challenge. Your job is to be you in your fullest this year, in every moment. Your job this year and in every moment is to find the things that bring you peace, that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, that bring you pleasure, that you want to do. For when you focus on those, that aligns you further. That lifts the energy of the collective as you contribute to it, to another timeline, if you wish to use that word, a different potential and possibility. For every possibility is there now, playing out now. And what you see in your reality is where your energy is in alignment to. So the more you focus on the bad that is happening, the more of that you will see reflected in your outpictured reality. And the more you live, experience, embody that which you love, that you like, the more you contribute to the kindness and compassion to others, that is the energy, that is the shift in the consciousness that awakens others and that changes the outpictured reality that you are in. You are all so bright. Your hearts are so big.
And the shift you're looking for is an inside job. And even on those toughest times, when you're seeing those things you would most prefer not to see, allow yourself to see through the eyes of your soul, who can see the end game, who can see the higher perspective, who can see the potential that you are aligning to. Grieve as you need to grieve. Be sad as you need to be sad. For those are the experiences that you embody, that you take with you, that inform the new choices that you make in every new moment, in every new life, so that you don't go through this again. This is the end game that is correct. For every step that you take forward now will never be repeated. And it is for you to remain strong, heart open, and beaming as bright of light as you can beam, because it's who you are. As you allow the dust to fall away and your true essence to come forth. And we will say one last thing before we pause, which is, this is a year of soul embodiment. This is a year where you will bring more of you into you. You will be seeing from a higher perspective by the end of this year than you have ever seen, as you allow it, as you trust and align to your soul self, to the support team that you brought with you. You are anything but alone. You have legions, thousands, beyond thousands of energy, consciousness, and beings supporting you on all levels. You've got this. The game has been won. Now you get to align to that and allow that to be the reflection that out pictures as the months unfold ahead in 2024. Blessings to each of you this day.
That was very powerful, and so true, and just resonates so much. Focus on what you want. Focus on the energy that you want in your life. Feel the feelings as they come up, let them go through you, release, and then keep focusing on what you want. Absolutely. So beautiful. I feel like that's a great note on which to end this first conversation that we've had. And I'd like to thank you, as well as all of the guides and the angelic beings that have helped us to get to this point where we are right now. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful conversation. Thank you.
We thank you. We thank you for opening and inviting us to share today, for your intriguing questions. We have had a great pleasure in this connection, and we look forward to doing it again in another now moment. Blessings to you each, and to each who hear these words.
Thank you.
If you liked that Talking with the Guides episode, please like it, share it, turn on notifications, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on other episodes. Also, if there is a topic that you would love to have discussed and ask questions with the guides, please ask your questions or provide your theme that you would love to have discussed in the comments below. Looking forward to the next episode.